Oh, life is bigger. It's bigger than you. You are not me. The links that I will go to, the distance in your eyes. Oh, life is bigger. It's bigger than you. You are not me. The links that I will go
to. I'm not gonna lie, man. Sometimes it does get a little burdensome to cross have to bear that for whatever reason I understand how to rule the world. Like social engineering and psyops and how people are manipulatable and what rulers actually have to go through and how they do it.
I see as clear as day.
Most people don't. You know, you're given that for a reason. You know, the good news is there's got to be a reason I know this stuff. And I think it's because, you know, God granted me this insight. Social engineering is my aptitude doesn't begin to explain it. And that's being nice. I know it might sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm not. This is literally a burdensome gift. Do you know how few people understand how to rule the entire world through spells?
Doing this is Covert Radio, and this is brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. Covert Radio is delivering the highest level of discerning insight into events, people, and the contrived lies of the demented time. We got a little burst presentation here for you real quick. This is Hold Off the Wire. Hold Off the Wire. Yeah, so just the pain. If I don't get it out of my mentals, it's gonna fester in there. And then it's gonna bleed into the next video that's coming up later today-ish, evening-ish. The big video I was talking about in the last broadcast. Also, too, there's a unbelievable new video from AI Grift Patrol. So I'm not going to go over that here. I will link that in the description. Make sure you check that out. Just unbelievable. There was things in there I've never seen, so that says a lot. But, you know, like I said, I don't really watch Owen, and thank God for you guys on Reddit. I will also link the Owen Benjamin subreddit, which is a treasure trove of intelligent people's media. They watch him. They know what clips to pull. They know what's important. And this is so important that, again, I wouldn't, it would just fester in me, because if you don't understand the grift at this point, then you're not paying attention, or you're a bear and you just don't care, or you don't have the ears to see. The ears to hear or the eyes to see, which is where Covert Radio comes into play. You know, I sift through all the maddening noise and give you a discerning, intelligent insight into the media, the manipulation, and not just with Owen, with many things. I wanted to update a quick thing I said in the last video about moving over to Patreon. I was going through all of the Covert Radio videos, which there's 383 that have been published. And I couldn't believe it, because I told you guys this before, that, you know, going over the years and the things I've covered, there's been times where I'm in my head, I'm like, wait a minute, I talked about this. And then I can't find the video anywhere on my channel. And I started, you know, there's times even I'll pick a video that I think might be it. I'll you know, skim through it and be like, no, this isn't it. No, this is, you know, and it got tiresome. And I realized at that point that YouTube was arbitrarily removing videos off my channel. Sometimes I would get a notice about it. Sometimes I wouldn't. They would just disappear. But the actual number that I could see was 27. There have been 27 videos removed out of 383. That's like 8% of my content has been censored. And, you know, it's by YouTube. These aren't copyright strikes. This is censorship by YouTube. So for the Patreons, those are the first 27 videos I'm putting on the Covert Radio Patreon, which is, it's in the description. And it's just as simple as this. If you want to support this type of media, $5 or $10, whatever a month, I'm not monetized. If you want to keep this coming on YouTube, which again, I'm not leaving YouTube. It's just that I'm going to really focus on Patreon and get as much information over there as I can. I am going to continue to pump out shows here. I'm going to continue to give you the first hour or so of all the brand new shows, but everything after an hour or so is going over to Patreon. That's just how it is. And, you know, it's not like I'm not pumping out content. Somebody had made a comment like, oh, well, that's it for me. It was fun. Well, go. I don't know what to tell you. There's billions of hours being uploaded. If you cannot recognize what I do and the value the value of what I do, then you don't belong here. It's as simple as that. For the rest of you guys, hashtag Smoosh Gang, hashtag Smoosh Cartel. Take a little finger there. Yeah, reach up. You know what? Go ahead and pause the video. Go if you want. Go ahead. I'll count to 20. No, I'll count to 10. Pause the video. Smoosh that like button. Go ahead. There you go. Okay, you're back. That wasn't 10 seconds, but you know, I just want to make this as quick as possible because, again, this is not the video that I was talking about in the last video. This is hot off the wire. I want to show you essentially what this video is. The unmitigated gall at this point. The entire festival grift is over. The numbers show that. You know, it's just like Howard Stern recently being basically told it was linked through the Sun that they're not renewing the contract. He's done. And some people are like, oh no, this is that trick where they want to gauge, you know, they want to do a little bit of marketing research without paying for it. So what companies do like this is they'll put a little a fluff piece out like this just to gauge the response, so that they're hoping that it'll be like, oh my God, no, not Howie. Oh no, we gotta subscribe to Sirius. Give him another $100 million. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody cares about fucking Howard Stern. The era of the shock jock is over. It's been over for a long time. And he's abysmal. He's turned into an old bitchy woman, in my opinion. And they told all the staff and online, it's not only just having an effect of, oh no, they're not getting that. What they got is the polar opposite. Howard Stern, who's that? Oh yeah, it's about time. Other people, I haven't watched Howard since 2015. He's unwatchable. On and on and on and on. There's more shocking things on a Yahoo homepage than Howard Stern could ever say in this day and age. So it really is it really is something to be of how quickly media is changing and how fast it's moving. I don't even know why I got into that diatribe, but this here, this is just the gall of it all, man. He can't, if he doesn't understand. Listen, I know he understands because he's the one that controls the money. He's the one that has, and I'm talking about Owen Benjamin. He's the one that has access to the metadata and the metrics and everything, and he's the one holding the piggy bank. This is a picnic at this point, the National Beartaria Festival. He knows this is the last one. He knows this is the last one. So he's going for broke, in my opinion. He's throwing a Hail Mary, hoping to God that the idiot bears that are left. And listen, I'm sorry at this point. You're idiots. You're just simply idiots. And stay away from me and Covert Radio and our people here. You're nothing bottom feeder idiots that if you can't see the grift at this point, there's no mercy for you. If all the data, all of the information, if you don't understand what's happening, then you belong where you're at. And, again, I said in the last video about a fool, and is separated from his money and whatever. Maybe that's fair. Maybe you should be broke. Maybe you should be a mark for him to take more money out of your pocket, let alone that I covered. He tried to gouge the Bears $37,000 for a picnic, Labor Day picnic, the festival, with about 100 people showing up this year. I covered out of that. He wanted to give a third of that to his inside cronies. One of them's on the screen, which is Adam Stevens. That's PERMIE Bear right there. He's also the owner of Beartaria Beef, which I've covered ad nauseum. Beartaria Beef is the only thing that truly exists on this property in the Ozarks. This for years now, Owen Benjamin has said is Beartaria Ozark Campground. There is not one. See, this is different from Idaho. Idaho, at least there's some rocks you get. Just a nice pad. And my little LED solar Home Depot light. That's all there you get. Look how pretty they did on a pamphlet for a Bear B&B. That's there. A couple walk-in closet size sheds, cordwood sheds that you can maybe fit two people in, I guess. There's no bathrooms, no infrastructure, no lighting, no roads. This was, again, ironically covered in the new AI Grift Patrol video, it's unreal. I'm going to, again, link that. There's nothing there. There's no campground. There's not one demarcated camp spot. 6 years, going on 6 years now. This place going on, 3-4 years? Not one. There. It's even worse. It's even worse. There's not even a drinking fountain here. There's nothing here other than every marker that there's a cattle company being run off of the land that, in my opinion, Owen Benjamin grifted and fundraised, crowdsourced off of people who are either they're just idiots or they don't have the eyes to see. Even after showing them all of this, 100 acres total. I never can remember what's all here. There's no camp. There's nothing here that would indicate it's a campground. There's bales of hay, there's farming, there's cattle pens, there's milking stations or cow chutes. I'm sorry, yeah. Bathrooms. Yeah, nothing. There's nothing here. You ready for this? Are you ready for this? Hold on. You tell me. What is this right here? You tell me. This is unbelievable. Buckle your seatbelts.
Good morning, everybody. So this is what I'm thinking for Beartaria, Ozark. So this, I just did the measurements, is 50 wide by 86. Those are tennis courts. There's 2 tennis courts, and they can make a ton of little pickleball courts. A doubles tennis court is 78 by 36. But I really like this. Because we could put up basketball hoops too. I'm just thinking of teen activities for the
80 people that are showing up. I've seen maybe 3 or 4 or 5, maybe tops, teenagers. Most of the Beartards have new families because they've believed the entire trajectory fairy tale that Owen's been selling for several years. I've seen no teenagers. There's 20 and 30 somethings and little kids. Pay attention to the reality of this situation, not what this demonic evil spirit says, not what he says, not the rhetoric and the fallacy. Just pay attention to the facts of it all. What teenagers, sir?
For the campground that day.
There is no campground, sir. There's not even a barbecue pit or a fire pit, sir. Go ahead.
And it's $180 a yard for concrete. And we want to do about 4 inches deep, 4 inches thick with rebar. So, I mean, I'd love to do 50. I know this is very ambitious, but 50 by 86.
Oh, how convenient.
So that we can have one of these good courts, and then that could have 4 children's pickleball going at the same time.
Oh,
Then
how
I'm also
convenient.
thinking about beach volleyball.
Oh, yeah.
So that's probably another year, though. This is already gonna just crush my budge.
Oh, yeah. Crush
But
the budge,
if you
got.
want to be a part of that, support, help pay for concrete, BeartariaCampGrounds.com. But I'm pulling the trigger. I'm pulling the trigger regardless. So I think that's going to be an awesome activity for kids because
Yeah.
I think moving forward, the main thing about the Beartaria Campgrounds isn't even me doing stand-up. I'm not even doing stand-up this year. I'm hosting a talent show.
Talent.
But it's going to be like a camp for kids
Oh.
and parents and bonding. And
Yeah, so is that... Oh, God, please don't. I don't want to make this long. Yeah. What's the age of consent, Owen? Fucking demon.
I think that the best... As a father of 4 sons, the thing that kids love the most is
Pickleball.
is playing. I mean, I know it's obvious, but... And I think that we might even be able to go 3 inches on the concrete because we're only using it a few weeks a year. And then we just cover it with a tarp because standing water is what usually messes things up. And I also would like to do something like this for younger kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So let me know in the
Well, I thought you did that. What was that? 2 years ago? No, a year or two ago. I thought that's what you were doing. Well, wasn't that last year? Was the domes? Or was that 2 years ago? the hay storage where the cows shit and piss, and I keep showing that one video.
Comments if you guys have ideas, because I'll be out there at least a week early to start working on this stuff. I know a lot of guys are coming early to put in some grit, some labor, and I want to really knock this one out of the park.
I really want this pole building barn up. I mean, oh God. I mean, a pickleball court you got for the kids. Wait till you see the kid media this year.
We already have 400 people coming and a lot of kids. So, I think.
So wait a minute, Owen. You're trying to say that this year's festival, after all the exposure, after all of the number loss, after your numbers plummeting, you're trying to convince whoever will listen to you, after you just saying 72 hours or so ago, nobody cares anymore, you guys. I don't know why I sit here and I talk for 3 hours and 40 minutes. Nobody cares. And then you bitch and complain on Twitter, nobody has your back. Oh, but this year, the festival's bigger than last year? Oh, yeah, okay, buddy. 400, maybe it's 500. So out of those 400 people, you need more money for concrete, for pickleball. There's still no campground. There's not even a pea stone walkway to a bathroom. But yet, the big to-do is pickleball for some reason. Not a bathroom, not a, just please understand what's happening here. The dimensions he gave are ideal for a beef cattle bunk and feed barn. Ideal. And not saying with 200 head of cattle. We're going to go over the math, Owen. You know why? Because math doesn't lie, sir. He needs a pickleball court. Would you say? How big? 4,500 square feet pickleball court. Yeah, you got 50 by 86. Just round up 50 by 90, you got. Yeah. 4,500 square feet. That's odd. For pickleball. Okay. Just so happens that, about 100, it would be about 100, maybe 120 heads of cattle, would be around the same square feet. Beef cattle require around 40 to 45 square feet per head. Right? I grew up on a farm, asshole, okay? I grew up on a farm. I didn't grow up in fancy boy, liberal, Saranac Lake, New York, and then, Hollywood. I grew up on a farm. I know what I'm talking about, on top of knowing what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
The activities, I mean, grown-ups can figure out lodging and food, although we are building several grills and several outdoor kitchens. But
how many years?
Yeah, I'm so.
There's no. The only proof of anything happening there is allegedly Woody living there, or Permie having his cows there, and what was his name? Game Board Bear Dad or whatever. Also, obviously has cows because it was his fencing they were using in the one video I played multiple times. They're wannabe cattle ranchers. And Owen's I gotta get that screenshot. Owen's the front man, right? Here we go. Here, I need that. Owen's the front man, right? Right, Permie? Owen's the front man. Oh, just push it one more time. This is the last year, I know it is. Just make sure. We got to get that concrete slab in. We need this barn up, this 4,500 square foot barn. That'll house 150 cows for the winter. Yeah. Think we're fucking stupid, Owen? I'm not.
Excited. I lost sleep last night with excitement.
No doubt.
Not stress. Finally, it's excitement. It was stress. And I can't wait to see what happens. All right. Much love, everybody. Beartaria at campgrounds.com or P.O. Box 490, Sandpoint, Idaho, 83864.
Yeah, more conflation of funds, right, Owen? Just send it here. It don't matter. It's all going in my pocket. You lost sleep because of a pickleball court. Not the 100 and some acres in 2 different states you own, and there's still not a one existing camp spot in 6 years. Not that. Not lawsuits, not your numbers, not your image, none of that. Not your legacy. None of that keeps you up at night. You want to fleece the Bears for more money for a pickleball court for the teenagers that don't exist. And grown-ups can figure out the lodging, the sleeping, the food, the transportation. Well, no, they got to pay me to leak oil and transmission fluid where we cut the hay for the cows. But yeah, they'll figure all that out. Pickleball, you guy. Pickleball. Fuck out of here, demon. Let's go over the numbers, okay? And just please keep track of this. First of all, I don't know if I said this. A standard pickleball court is 20 feet wide by 44 feet long, okay? 20 feet by 44. There's not even a grill on that 80-some, 90-some acres that he says is a campground. But a pickleball court, there's not even a bathroom. There's not a shower. But a pickleball court that's 2 to 3 times bigger than what's needed for 100 people to have a picnic and little kids who can't play pickleball. While idiot guys throw a log around in a field after baling hay by hand all day long and doing work on Permie Bear and Owen's property, essentially. Wake up. Not only that, I said with the domes and the playground structure the kids were allowed to play on, I said this is to house hay or feed during the long, dark, freezing cold Missouri Ozark winters. The Missouri Ozark winters are typically very cold and very snowy. Look into it if you don't believe me. The temperatures get below freezing for mostly all of the winter. And they get an average of 15 inches to 2 feet of snow a year. How are you running a beef company if you don't have a barn big enough to house cattle, bunk them down, and feed them when it's freezing rain outside, 6 below zero, and 1.5 feet of snow? Wake up. Because they get a lot of ice, icy storms, freezing rain, a lot of it. Again, look into it. Not only that, their winters last from basically November to late March, early April. It would be a perfect, what was it, 4,500 square feet would be perfect, Owen, right? To house 100 to 150 cattle through a winter storm, right? They need about 40 to 50 square feet per cow. You need stalls roughly 5 by 10 for beef cattle. Again, raised on a farm, shoveled them out. Let's talk about concrete. This is where we're going to go over numbers. So we're rounding up 50 by 90. He said 50 by 86. We're going even numbers. Rounded numbers, 50 by 90. of a slab that's 4 inches thick. Okay, so let's calculate the area of the slab. It's length times width. 50 feet times 90 feet is 4,500 square feet. And then you got to convert the thickness of 4 inches, which you want to divide that by feet, which would be 12 inches. So that's 0.333 feet to include the 4 inches of thickness. If you calculate the volume in cubic feet, that'd be 500 square feet times 0.333. So totally, you're talking 1,400. Well, you might as well say 1,500. It's 1,490. I'm doing the math right now. It's 1,498.5 cubic feet. Convert that into yards. Concrete is normally sold in yards by the trucks. So 1,498.5 cubic feet divided by, there's 27 cubic feet in a yard. That's going to give you 55.5 cubic yards. And we'll call it 57. 57 cubic yards because you got to account for waste and, you know, if the ground's not perfectly level or, you know, there's other variables, truck spillage and shit like that. So it's 55.5. We're going to round up to 57 cubic yards. Just for concrete, just for a slab of 4 inch, 50 by 90 that he says is a pickleball court, Owen expects the Bears to pay $10,260, or he said he was going to take it out of the kitty. Oh, so not a camp spot, pickleball. That'll bring them fuck out of here. It's for a barn. You think we're stupid? It's for a barn. Who's going to drop over $10,000 on concrete for a pickleball court? When you could get crushed aggregate and tamp it down and it'll be basically as good. If you're going 4 inches thick in the freezing cold Missouri winter, yeah, you better put rebar 12 inches apart. He said, we're going to add rebar. You have to add rebar for a structure. So here's the other thing. You could add the concrete fencing. Well, but if you're going to build a few ton barn with, you know, a couple ton of cows on it, oh, that really needs rebar. You're 100% right, Owen. Does a pickleball court need fucking rebar? No. But a barn does that's housing 100 to 200 cows does. Absolutely. So, at 12 inches, okay, you're going to divide this slab length, which is 50 feet, by the spacing of 1.5 feet. Well, we'll go 15 inches or 16 inches or whatever. So here's the thing. We're going to go about sidebars. If you run them this way, they're 10 foot long too. The rebar is 10 foot long. So let's see here. 50 foot length. Each row is going to require 5 bars. That's 50 divided by 10 per bar. So that's 5 bars for 34 rows. Because the spacing is going to be about 1.5 feet, which should be about 1 foot, but we'll say 1.5 feet. So 34 rows at 1.5 feet, that's going to be 5 bars a row. That's 170 bars for the length, just the length. And when you put rebar down, you got to cross hatch it. So for the width, 86 at 1.5 feet is 57.3. I got my calculator. Shit, I just hit clear. So wait, 86 at 1.5 feet. Okay, that's 57.33. If you just, again, waste, whatever, broken bars, round that up to 58. So right now for the length, we need 170 bars. For the width, let's see here, it's 58. Length, each row is going to need 9 bars, 86, that's 10 feet per bar. Okay, so 8.6. We'll round it up to 9. Okay, so 58 rows for the 86-foot long span. 58 rows, which would be 9 bars a row. So right there's 522 bars. So total, okay, you need 170 half-inch rebar for the length. You need 522 half-inch rebar for the width, and they're 10 foot long. So altogether, it's about 792. We'll round up to 800. 800 half-inch by 10 foot number 4 rebar. 800 half-inch by 10 foot number 4 rebar. I looked online. Home Depot sells it for $6 without tax. No tax yet. So a little over $6. We'll call it $6. $6 a bar. Okay. He needs 800 of them. That's $4,800 just in rebar. Okay. So total concrete, $10,260. Rebar, $4,800. The total pickleball, the total cost for a fucking pickleball, and again, so many quotations. Yeah, there's pickleball court barn. I mean, if you can see in the background, Beartaria beef pickleball court barn. Look at this pole building miraculously. It's on a big concrete slab. Wow. I mean, pickleball you get? Yeah, no, nobody needs a camp spot. No, they don't need that. No, we need pickleball. We need a $15,000 pickleball court. Yeah, that's what we need. No, nothing else. I won't put my money into nothing. But pickleball. Fuck out of here. You understand? I promise you there's no pickleball court, okay? You're dealing with a demon. This is a game to him. And nobody is holding him accountable at the very moment. And I'm talking about the class action lawsuit that was launched at one point, which I do want to check into that too. Or they were not a lawsuit. They were getting interest together, gathering it on Reddit. If you really think Owen Benjamin is going to spend $15,000 on a pickleball court when there's not even a stone road out into where the people pay to drive their RVs. If you really believe that, you're an idiot and you don't belong at Covert Radio. It's a slab for a pole building to house 100, 150 head of cattle. You understand what I'm saying? That's my opinion. I'm Covert Radio. Smoosh that like button. Please consider becoming a Patreon. Support this type of media. And you're going to get a lot of media on there that nobody's ever seen. Because a lot of these videos that YouTube arbitrarily removes were lived for a minute or two. That was it. They, some of them I don't even remember if they got out of encoding. They shut it down before it even was published. You're going to get 27 of those right off the bat. So check out the links in the description. And, leave me a comment. We got the big show coming up with Owen Benjamin and Umar Johnson. That's going to be later tonight. You might get it Monday morning. It depends on when I get it done. Other than that, you guys take care. Have a good day.
Oh, life is bigger. It's bigger than you. You are not me. The links that I will go to, the distance in your eyes. Oh, life is bigger. It's bigger than you. You are not me. The links that I will go to.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Sometimes it does get a little burdensome to cross have to bear that for whatever reason I understand how to rule the world. Like social engineering and psyops and how people are manipulatable and what rulers actually have to go through and how they do it.
I see as clear as day.
Most people don't. You know, you're given that for a reason. You know, the good news is there's got to be a reason I know this stuff. And I think it's because, you know, God granted me this insight. Social engineering is my aptitude doesn't begin to explain it. And meth being nice, I know it might sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm not. This is literally a burdensome gift. Do you know how few people understand how to rule the entire world through spells?
Slaps outwards.
Are you sure you want to do this, son? Do you want to go to war with me?